All right, everybody, welcome to Underground Crypto Deep Dive Show, and it is DeFi Friday, one of my favorite streams of the week. And let me go ahead and move it so you can see what I see here. Turn the camera on. That's always nice. Be in shot. All right, let's go. Where are all my undergrounders at? Thank you for being here. Chris Goss in the house, 333, my fellow lifer. Melissa, Digital Revolution. I'm sure Blues Guy will come cruising through at some point. Camsta. Do apologize to everybody for maybe not doing a show yesterday. Trust me, it's because I had no voice. My voice is a little bit better today, but it was much worse yesterday. I don't think the show would have even really been able to happen even if I tried. So 43.9% one day. Oh, by the way, everything fixed on the channel, the memberships, all that jazz with YouTube, all that's sorted out. I know to the average person maybe you don't care, but for me it's a really big deal. We work hard to stream all the time and get things rolling, and then life just throws monkey wrenches at you constantly. So Belladex, right? Belladex is a decentralized exchange, I'm pretty sure. That's why it has DEX at the end of it. It's up 43.9%. Humanity up 11, but Humanity got crushed, right? So let's go to the weekly. When you look at the weekly, this just looks like a descending triangle to go lower. I think it might have ruined the project. It's very unfortunate for Humanity, right? And that's the land of crypto for you. Trump up 23.1%. It's only $2.15. Anybody remember when that coin used to be like 70 bucks? Lab $9.82. It did bounce from those lows at $8, which I was pretty sure that it would. Hopefully Reliable J comes through today. So we got Sky AI up 24.5%. Chims up 11.3%. Melissa saying, evening everyone on the train. Hope everybody is well today. Oh, that must mean you're headed home. Welcome in. Kind of reminds me. I wanted to look how we set our goal for super chats. Obviously, with the trouble I've been having lately, they paused monetization. All that is figured out and it's back. Like I can do members only live streams again and stuff like that. I don't see anything for super chats. Nobody, don't feel like you have to send one in, but can somebody tell me if they have the option to super chat? It might just take another day before it comes in. But if somebody could just like click where you would normally go to super chat and just tell me if super chatting is available, so I can know if they fully gave it back. If not, it should be back by tomorrow. All right, Sky AI 24.7% to the upside. It's a nice move for the day to about 32 cents. Gwei up 11.3%. Velvet, though. Velvet's been pumping pretty hard. It pulled back. Looks like maybe it's making some kind of inverted head and shoulder. I just wanted to jump in and say quick hello before... Oh, you scooter home. Yeah, totally understand. It's going to be hard to watch the show while you're riding your scooter. That does seem difficult. And again, guys... I've been under the weather for the last couple of days, really a lot yesterday, so I'm feeling pretty all right, but my voice has been the worst thing. My son had whatever this is before me, and he had like 2 days where all he could do was whisper. So, Pyverse 8.4% to the upside. Camsta in the house, welcome in. Gnosis up 7.4%. All right. Toggle the 1 through 1,000 again. I don't see anything amazing going on here. In the 2 to 300, which is the last last category we usually do. Riff is up 31%. That's notable. the rootstock infrastructure framework. CoAI has come back into existence. Camino up 10%. Geode Net, which I'm pretty sure is a very old coin, but I might be confusing it with something else. Orca, Dex on Solana, Pharaohs, 62 cents topped out today. It was up like 10%. Nothing crazy here. Bananas down a little bit. So down 19%. Magma, that's notable to me. That one's been newer and pumping, and that's on SWE. It's down 17.3%. I wonder if it's a competitor with DeepBook. And I think Cetus was the one that was out before DeepBook. I think they're all kind of competing there. And let's do our price rundown while we kind of wait for people to come on in. Hope you feel better, UG. Thanks, Gamsa. I appreciate you, man. Yeah, it's been rough. I never get sick. Like, very, very, very rarely. Obviously, it's not never, but it's very rare. Bitcoin, I just think it's funny. Between men and their wives. When you're sick, you're just a giant baby. That's how that goes. When they're sick, they're really sick. Bitcoin, 63,558. I know all the real husbands out there know what the heck I'm talking about. Bitcoin, 63,558. Ethereum, $1,666. BNB, $604. XRP, $1.13. Solana, basically $67. I'm gonna round for the sake of time here. Dogecoin, 8.5 cents. Looks like it kind of bottomed there at 8 cents. I don't really want to see it go too much lower than that. Zcash, $416. You can see there's some green on the 7-day, even if it's not a lot. Will do my best to mute myself and not sniffle in the microphone. XMR, $348. It's kind of the beauty of live streaming, though. I can, responsibly do the stream even if I'm a little bit sick, because I can't get nobody sick, obviously. So that's kind of nice. If this was like a regular daytime job, that would not work. XLM, 18 cents, even though everybody goes to work sick and gets everybody sick because they can't afford to not go to work. And everybody knows how it is with employers. When it comes to being sick, they don't care that you're sick. And I used to work in restaurants, so put that together. That's why people get sick, because they would make me come to work even when I was sick. 16 cents. Cardano, 17 cents. Chainlink, $7.89. Memecore, back above $3. HBAR, a high 7 cents. Lab, $9.86. We talked about that. They don't have a buy button for Lab. SWE, 75 cents. Seems like it kind of bottomed around like 70 cents. Avalanche, $6.57. Avalanche come down quite a bit, but I don't know. I'm not getting anything out of Avalanche that says they're really going to push forward and be highly successful in the future. I took one shot on Avalanche, a project in Avalanche's ecosystem, and it definitely did nothing. And we will see where Flare is. Number 86, it's moved up a bunch. We'll see if the King of Flare graces us with his presence tonight. Let's see. Fear and Greed Index at 13. See what it was yesterday. Yesterday it was 12. 7 days ago it was 12. So you can kind of figure that out and see how much higher we were here on the bar graph. And we just really faded down to low numbers. What does that tell you? I wish I could quickly see what the very lowest was. I think it was maybe here. It was 9. The fact that we went to 5 was somewhat historic before, in the lows that we had before. Altcoin index at 48, which means kind of indecision between altcoin and Bitcoin season. Let's take a look at what is trending before we get too far, though. I would like to kind of go over the topic of the night, and it's Friday, so the notes are going to be kind of wrapped around gaming. DeFi gaming. This is put really well in my opinion. Sounds obvious on paper, does it not? Players already understand digital items. They already buy skins. They already use in-game currencies. That's why these first statements right here is why I know DeFi gaming is coming at some point. But talking about the invisible upgrade that blockchain needs, the series we've been doing all week, really applies to gaming when it comes to any kind of play to earn, play to own, DeFi gaming, any of that stuff, right? They already use in-game currencies, right? Who is more probably acclimated towards other random little currencies than somebody who's a gamer? Probably more than anybody. They already care about inventory and characters, ranking, achievements, and status, so the idea of blockchain gaming just makes absolute sense, and I would have to really agree with this assessment. Let players own their own assets, let them move them more freely, let economies become more open. Let players participate in digital ownership instead of only renting everything from a closed platform. That is the dream. But here's the problem. The average player doesn't want to care about the ideology. They care about the fun. Is it the fun? Is it smooth? Can it start quickly? Does it feel good? Do my friends play it? That's a big question. Do I want to keep coming back? That is where early GameFi has struggled a lot. Of course, economies, we could go on and on about economies within a game has pretty much been what's crushed everything. A lot of crypto games focus too much on the financial layer and not enough on the player experience. Of course, I would say there's plenty of things that were purely financial, like a liquidity pool, that they tried to act like they would say was gamified, but it wasn't. It wasn't really a game, right? You could click on a few things every day or every so many hours. It wasn't really a game. So I think that made some people come check it out because they were calling it a game, and then it wasn't. And then people were like, yeah, this DeFi gaming stuff sucks. But they weren't really games. That made the token the center. They made the economy the hook. Again, economies have been terrible for DeFi gaming in the past. They made the wallet part of the gameplay loop, but the gamers are not looking for more friction. They already have countless games competing for their attention. That's a big one. There's already literally so many games. If a crypto game asks too much before it gives any value, players are going to leave. And that is why this week's theme matters. We've been talking about crypto's invisible upgrades, smart wallets, chain abstraction, and tents. That's a big one that I would keep in the back of your mind. I think that's a little bit later down the line, maybe 2, 3, 4 years, really. Stablecoin infrastructure, and today, gaming. All of these are connected by the same idea. Users should not have to operate the infrastructure manually of the entire blockchain in order to play a game, and they shouldn't feel all of the complexities of blockchain while they're trying to play a game, like signing transactions constantly. In game, that matters even more because games are emotional experiences. They depend on flow, immersion, timing, fast feedback, of course, fun. If blockchain interrupts that, it becomes a problem. If other players have to stop mid-session to approve a transaction or switch networks, bridge funds, or think about gas, the experience really starts to fall apart. But if blockchain works quietly in the background, it can add something very powerful, and that's real ownership. And I think if you can get to that place where you have the abstraction, but you're still using blockchain technology, you can get all of this real ownership, open marketplaces, portable identity between different games, player-driven economies, transparent scarcity. This could be amazing stuff. The technology is slowly, day by day, inching closer to pulling this off. Better creator economies, but those benefits only matter if the game itself is actually worth playing. That is the future of crypto gaming. So, in my opinion, I feel like what's going to do more numbers than anything is the integration of cryptocurrency into a game that already exists. I think the biggest one that everybody talks about is Grand Theft Auto 6. If Grand Theft Auto or GTA 6 were to integrate crypto, it would super put it on the map. It would get people very used to it very quickly. And from there, you have huge in-game economy and all that stuff. It could be a really big deal. So, not crypto games that feel like wallets with graphics, right? That's lame. That's not what people want. Games that are actually fun, with blockchain quietly making ownership and economy better underneath. And let's roll back to what's trending here. It's trying to break everything up, make it far more fun to watch. So SpaceX stock, of course, that almost makes it feel like we should go do a little bit of news. But of course, SpaceX IPO, the largest in history, all of those things, probably a little bit overhyped and inflated. I think over time, probably a great investment, like over 10, 20 years. Probably better entries. Just going by everything I've kind of looked up and followed about it already. Obviously, I didn't buy any. But I think there's going to be some better price entries for SpaceX. And don't forget, there's a lot of people who do not like Elon who matter in the very upper echelons of finances. So I could see at some point a very coordinated attack against this, just like they've done to Tesla. Like they've done it to Tesla a couple of times as well. Very coordinated attacks to bring the value down. And then a lot of them probably bought it. So SpaceX trending, and a lot of crypto exchanges and stuff. Really, in my opinion, I thought this was quite interesting, is that even in a centralized exchange, DeFi really got to show off a little bit when it came to buying or having exposure to SpaceX, because they had exposure to SpaceX long before I think even some of the traditional vehicles had it available to buy. So value, and it's down a lot. I don't know what's going on with, I don't know why it's down. See if we figure that out. Velvet had a big correction, but it's a little bit different than just being down. Like with Velvet having this big pullback here on the 7-day, if you can see it above my head, it's still up 234% in the last 7 days, where So down is still down 10.5%, right? And I don't know, so value, just, you know, if something's so, I don't know how like lingo goes in a lot of places. Maybe Camsta could tell me because he's in Canada. When something is so, isn't that usually like it's mid? Like it's not very exciting, but it's all right. Like it doesn't completely suck. It's very mid. That's what it means to me. I don't know if that translates everywhere. Who knows the slang that I grew up with and how widespread it is, right? Velvet having a pullback, official Trump, Solana. What's worth looking at here? Pudgy Penguins, Arweave, Beat, Bitcoin, GeoDNet, not one I've heard about in a while. I got to figure out, is that a new coin? We'll come back to that. XRP, Backpack Jupiter, Venice Token, Pump.Fun. I think the big takeaway here in the market right this very second is kind of, have we found another bottom? Is this bottom going to matter for a while? Is it the bottom, right? Just a little bit lower. Are you not going to get the lows that people were looking for? Or is it just a matter of time until we kind of roll over and it's just kind of a stall? Blues Guy says, thank you, God, for everything in my life, the good and the bad. Some were blessings and some were lessons. With God, what's possible will always be infinitely greater than what we believe to be probable. Love it, man. Well said. And thank you for being here. Talk about GeoDNet. I want to see how long this thing's been around. Since 2023. Okay, I thought it was much older than that, but that's still pretty decently old, right? September 6, 2023 here, token generation event, as far as CoinGecko knows. Overall, it's up about 419%. I apologize again. Getting through the show yesterday, the show would have been impossible. I hope you guys can forgive me, but this is, my voice right now is so much better than it was yesterday. Just detoxing. That's what Blues Guy would say, and I agree with you, by the way. Market cap $90.5 million. Geo.net. Feel like I've been over this before. It says it's GameFi play to earn robotics deepen. How can you be play to earn and also robotics? Let's find out, because that sounds really cool. The global positioning network for the autonomous future. Why would this be considered GameFi? Growing networks and data revenue. 80% data revenue used to buy back and burn tokens. I like that. Is that why it's pumping? I doubt it. But maybe because they're doing buybacks. Power robots and earn geo. By setting up a GeoNet satellite reference station, GeoNet miners not only earn passive crypto income, but also empower critical sectors to function in the real world with precision navigation, including artificial intelligent robots, drones, autonomous vehicles, augmented reality, and metaverse. Operate a GeoNet station. Contribute to the data. See, for a lot, they have Blockworks integrated. I love that. I don't see that a lot. I don't know if I've ever seen that on anybody's website. So Blockworks really doing their thing and being recognized. This website does feel like it's been completely redone. If I think about it, I think I know exactly what this is. I think this used to have a different website. In my mind, I can picture their old website. Pretty sure this is the same project. So GeoNet, the world's largest RTK network monthly subscription, $40. Yearly subscription, $400. So you'd save 2 months pay there. And then you gotta really crank out some dough. In my experience with these type of products, they seem really cool, right? Is that the earning doesn't keep up or becomes heavily diminished before you can ever really get your money out of it or break even. Not even make money, but break even. And that really, really, really wrecks things. I think if I drop $1,000 on this, a station here, why do I have to pay $40? How much am I making? Am I making $500, $600, $700 a month? Then sure, $40 makes sense. This would be a good one to ask ChatGPT about, as far as how much you really earn, how much revenue is really there, because there'd have to be a lot to validate spending thousands of dollars and a $40 a month subscription to operate, when really it's like you're doing them a favor and giving them reach in a network. So they have to really compensate you for it. Do love the historical burn back. See, this is the burn back mechanism here for GeoNet is something that I definitely feel like just so many projects just were greedy or something, because it's not like it's a new thought. Burn backs are not a new thought at all, and so many of them don't do it. It's kind of terrible. Greetings and gratitude. Yes, sir. Detoxing is what the body likes to do. Exactly. So I'm grateful for that as far as detoxing goes. There's Florida. You can see where Sarasota is. And it's pretty covered in green. It's a lot of money in Sarasota, so that doesn't surprise me at all. Interesting. GeoNet. I wish Reliable J was here. He probably has a GeoNet center. I wouldn't doubt it. All right, let's move over to TradingView for a half second. Let's take a look at what's going on over there. And again, the question on everybody's mind, I really feel like, is this another double bottom? Obviously, go to like the 8 hour, and we had this whole area here, which very much, as it took off out of this W or double bottom, really felt like was strong and could be the bottom of the bear market. Everybody got very excited for this right here. We got very clearly rejected off of like 83,500 area. and we rolled over and came down and made a new low. And I've seen this a lot in classes and things that I've taken on TA, where like that wick, you'll break it, but just barely. You know what I mean? Like you'll break the bottom wick here, but it won't be monumental. It'll be just a tiny bit. And that was from like 59,859 to about 58,974. So basically kind of like 59 even, like a difference of about $800. Whew. Now you'll see I have kind of the projection for people who don't understand. Like this is just me projecting and waiting for the flag to fill of a continuation dump. And the measured move of that dump would put you at about 41,474. What I could really see being the bottom of the bear market. Doesn't mean anything. Time will tell. Who knows what kind of black swan events could or could not happen, right? So you fill out here and maybe fall. Or maybe, you know, you do some crazy something come up and then eventually fall. We shall see what happens there. Just wanted to touch on it for a minute. For anybody who doesn't know, this is not a TA channel. Even if we pull up some charts and kind of look at stuff, it's not the point of the channel. It's crypto education. 15-minute. And as you draw in to like the 15-minute, I mean, this really starts to look a lot like the double bottom we were looking at back here. We're on a 15-minute chart. I should not even be doing this on a 15-minute chart, but it looks basically exactly like what this looked like. So who knows? Maybe it pumps back to the 4-hour 200 before rolling over. It's going to be interesting to watch. That's for sure. Mega ETH, actually, kind of just been watching it. It's kind of doing a little something. It got above its 1-hour 200, met the 21, got the pop. Is this thing about to dig itself out of the doldrums? I don't know. Of course, Sky AI was up again here. Just bouncing all off of that 786 quite beautifully. Yeah, that's one that 786 buy here or buy right above the 200 with your stop under the 200. That would have paid you pretty well. And we're going to move right along back to our regular forecasted show. And let's throw a round of Panda Dogs in there because I keep trying to remember to mute the microphone and not sniffle in the microphone. I really apologize. Again, a little under the weather. But missing more than one stream really just kind of breaks my heart here. So couldn't do it. Couldn't do it to me. Couldn't do it to you guys. And then when we got no server connection, but we're still playing, it's very weird. Usually when I see the no server connection, like we get kicked out. So weird. But anyways, when I saw that I finally got the code in the mail today, which gotta mean that they never sent the original code in the first place. I was like, man, definitely have to do a stream today. Got him. Absolutely wrecking in here as it says that we have no connection, like over and over again. All right, cool, we got him. Let's get the heals. Again, it seems really obvious to me that whoever wins DeFi Gaming is most likely going to be somebody who already has a very successful game, GTA 6, Call of Duty, like those kind of games. Somebody who already has a very successful game is going to integrate. And I think one point that a lot of people miss here too is that, like, originally the first time that the Bitcoin logo ever showed up was like in a game, right? That somebody was making. It obviously wasn't a blockchain game because blockchains didn't really exist yet, but it was a game nonetheless. So there's a connection here with gaming. All right. Let's run to our new coins over on Crypto Rank. The Atla network. It's only been around 0.8 years. I feel like I've seen it quite a bit. What's the market cap here? 132 million. Shop Agentic. Shop Agentic is an AI-powered platform for agency e-commerce. I don't know. Do people really want to buy from AI agents? Do people even care who they buy from? Technically, they've raised $2 million, which is not amazing. Backers like Greenfield Capital. Okay. So AI pay with crypto. A very specific name here. Do we even need a description? AI Pay with Crypto is a payment infrastructure for AI agents and users with Crypto Rails, AI Agent Marketplace, and Web3 integration. See if it has that 402 protocol. No, it does not. Okay. And Amico brands with AI economy. So much of this stuff is coming, right? It is definitely coming big time. Kaya V, I don't know how I'm supposed to say that. I don't even know why I'm trying to say it. Is a major U.S. lender for real estate investors. Okay. Random sneeze come out of nowhere. Cybo Securities is an online brokerage in Japan that provides access to yen-denominated corporate bonds. There you go. They've raised $13 million. And to all my undergrounders out there, tell me, does my voice sound crazy or is it just me? At least I have one today. Messari is a crypto market intelligence platform offering data, research, and AI tools for asset and protocols. Coinbase Ventures is backing it. That's a good sign. That's why they've raised $61 million, I guess. Data, research, and analytic tools for professional institutions and investors. Aggregate standardized information about assets. Light Protocol. Again, all of these no tokens yet. Light Protocol introduces zero knowledge compression on Solana, a primitive that enables security scaling directly on the layer 1. Says voice is good. Okay. That is surprising. 4 million total raised here. And can somebody do me a favor and just see if Super Chat is a function or not? Will you do me a favor and do that for me? Don't need to send one in. I just want to know if it's accessible to you. I don't think it will be, but hopefully it will be by tomorrow. Everything's been restored with the channel, so. We were never demonetized. It was only put on pause. Gram is a shared layer 1 blockchain with sub-second finality and Telegram integration. Okay. How long has this been around? Maybe it's been around a long time. Yeah, this thing's been around a long time. Let's go to the monthly. Yeah, since August 1st, 2024, it says. Has a market cap of 4.5 billion. It's been as high as 26 billion. Seal coin. I keep seeing this one. It says that there's no... This is confusing. Because let's go here. This coin's definitely been out. Yeah, let's go to the weekly. June 5th. Jimmy Villain says, missed you the last couple of days. Been working long hours. Always good to be here, my brother. Hey, thank you very much for popping in and saying something. I actually was a little under the weather and didn't do a stream yesterday, so you didn't miss anything yesterday. But I definitely notice when you're not here, man. I appreciate you coming in and saying what's up. And, of course, hope grinding those long hours is very fruitful for you and your family. Be blessed. I'm looking at this seal coin, and on one end, it's acting like there's no token generation. I've never really seen this. Right? Seal coin, Quate, same thing. Raised 4 million. No token yet. That's what it says. But I've been seeing this on crypto bubbles. You can't have a price for a token that's not out yet. That doesn't work. It has $93.6 million in it. So the like 4 million raised is weird because they have quite a bit more money than that in their market cap. Although money raised very simply goes to treasury, not necessarily the market cap of the coin. Anyways, I won't spend forever on that. Seal coin powers quantum resistant transaction for machines across semiconductor space and autonomous system. You best believe there are people really working on all of that stuff in the background, right? Big money there, right? So hashtag is, or categories, I guess I should say, is the Internet of Things. And then you have the hash graph group, which apparently jurisdiction is out of Switzerland, right? But Hashgraph or Hashdara, Hashgraph is a type of, cryptographic technology, mathematical technology, I guess you could say. And Hashgraph is like what runs Hashdara, right? So there's an equation there. Does that somehow mean that HBAR or Hashdara already has some built-in quantum resistance? It could be good to know if that becomes a big narrative. MNX is a decentralized AI-focused features exchange for trading AI company valuations, stocks, computation prices, and prediction markets. And shout out to all the undergrounders. I appreciate you being here with all the changes that have been going on and problems that we've had with YouTube, and we switch categories from entertainment to education. I've seen a difference here. Also trying out a new style of thumbnails, which should be more catchy. With all of these AI projects and AI everything and the AI sector in the stock market, you would think that we would be allowed to be bullish on AI applications and stuff, right? But I do feel like if I use an AI generated thumbnail, that they monitor and they lower my appeal or my ability to be seen on YouTube. I really do think that's a real thing, and I think it's across pretty much all the platforms as well. So that's something that's got to get figured out as we move on in the future here, right? Canton Network, Plasma, Yodo, Nira. Here, what's this one? We went over this before. Nira is a decentralized emotional AI platform. Sounds awful, which means it's probably going to pump really hard. Designed to infuse digital interactions with empathy, memory, and deeper connection. The empathy is like, memory and deeper connection, okay, I could get that in something like a ChatGPT style function. Says, I'm here and I didn't watch the stream while I was scootering home. Okay, sure you did. Well, welcome back. Welcome back. And of course, just want to say again, thank you everybody who shows up to the stream. It means the world to me. We are grinding through a bear market. That's life. And we'll continue to grind. Come what may. And of course, we're going to hit some chainers. It's DeFi Friday. We're going to see how far we take it. We'll see how good I feel for how long. Whoa, that was a lot of whatever we got from this guy. Crazy. I need to figure out how to make food for like a bunch of these characters. Figured out how to make pig food. That's not too difficult. I need to figure out how to make... I just got this peacock. How do I make peacock food? I wish you could search. Like, you could type stuff in and search. Or they would, like, bracket them up. So I could, like, click on cattle food and get just cattle food, right? I do need to figure out how to do. Okay, so the cattle, it stays the same largely. I need corn and peas, which I don't own. So peacock food is... It's weird, there's two different types. Common, proto, peacock food, and common peacock food. Okay, so it looks like these snap peas and corn is how you make a lot of different stuff. What is that? Let's see. No, it's not going to show me. Let's go to the shop. Corn. Dang, they don't allow me to buy corn. I don't think I have any money left over in here. Even $1, I don't think so. Thought this might be an easy way to buy corn, because I don't have corn yet. And also snap peas, but I don't see either one of those here. Maybe one of these have it. Broccoli, sweet potato, daikon, nope. Couldn't even afford this anyways. Off of the in-game currency. Yeah, they all just have the same things. Are they different rarities? It's kind of lame. Wish it had a little bit more of a con. Oh, okay, so wait, they do have all of this stuff. I've only ever briefly looked at this. Where's corn? So they don't have a corn that you can buy with the in-game currency? They did have... Or I thought they had the snap peas, right? Peas. I can buy... Oh, you can only buy up to 10 of them? That's interesting. I mean, I think you gotta buy... I really need to buy 2. Would be smart here. It says minting NFT, so it makes me feel like all of this is on-chain. Is that true? I don't know. It is lame, though, that... can't buy this corn. Let's see if I actually have anything in here. Don't believe I have any money in here. It would be nice to be able to actually make don't know if I had any money in there, but it'd be nice if I could actually make my own feed. It's acting like I had $1.33 in it. I thought I might have. Oh, wow, we did. I remember when I bought something on here, I thought I had like $2 left. Wow, that actually worked. I'm blown away. I did not expect that to work. Let's go chainers. All right, well, I don't have any plots of land, so I can't really buy anything. So that'll have to wait. Let's go to the city map. Cough came out of nowhere. So much fun. It's DeFi Friday. I knew I couldn't miss DeFi Friday. If there's any stream I could definitely pull off, it was a DeFi Friday. When you have no voice, like I did yesterday, talking for 2.5 hours, very difficult stuff. Now, in retrospective, probably would have been better to hop on the show for 30 minutes and do our regular breakdown and let everybody laugh at my voice or something like that. Probably would have been better for the show. I just did not have the energy to do that. These are these proto flowers, which apparently you can use to make feed. Very interesting. And let's hit these in-game. Let's get our free items here and just kind of be done with chainers for the night. Tempted to do a, let's see how far we could get and actually genuinely lose without losing on purpose here. And it really sucks getting sick for a few days here because I had a lot of stuff I was working on, trying to get done. Some of it for the channel directly. Some of it would just help the channel by the fact that it would free up some time. And it really put a damper on all of those things. As I always say though, when it rains, it pours. And as Jim Rohn would say, prepare for the winters because they come with regularity. You can almost set your clock when it comes to the winters. And of course, never wish it was easier, wish you were better. Even when you're sick, I guess you just wish that you were better and not sick anymore. But need my soundboard over here. Soundboard is something I really should get. I don't know how much value laugh tracks and thing are really gonna bring to the stream for us, but I guess we'd find out. Wouldn't hurt to have it. I've had to learn so much stuff. It's DeFi Friday. We're just chilling at this point, for sure. But I've had to learn a ton of stuff. Like when I first started YouTube, I didn't even know how to put your little face in the corner. Like I didn't know how to do any of that. Had to figure all that out. Of course, there's actually live streaming through things like OBS and stuff like that. Did not know how to do any of that. Kind of had to figure all that out. Not that OBS is the hardest thing to figure out, but if you've never done it, it could be a little bit intimidating. Don't get me wrong. Oh, back to full health. There we go. It needed to be over. Let's see what we get. Lavender. At least it's something you can grow over and over. Looks like we fulfilled a mission. Chainers has all kinds of different events going on and stuff like that. For their, what, like 3-year anniversary or something. More protoflowers, some more common fertilizer, which I always need. Leak. Now I probably should go read what all needs to be done for chainers, but I don't plan on spending a ton of time on chainers today. So. Max Peace, they have all these different birds. 6 proto seeds. Oh, it's just 6 proto seeds. Okay. Interesting. Let's go get our top gainers, top losers of the day. Let's refresh this here. So, of course, top gainer, Belladex. And Rootstock, Trump Official, Plasma, Camino, Melanie Meme, of course, kind of goes hand in hand with Trump and Sky AI. Top losers was Velvet, which, you know, don't cry for Velvet, it's up a ton. So, that's a different story. Siren, love to see them losing for whatever reason. I just don't like that coin. It happens every once in a while. There's very few coins that I just don't like, and Siren's one of them. Monero, DeXi, Curve DAO, and Chili's all down, but really the big ones that are down are your top 3 here. And should we go look at maybe some ETF inflow outflow data? Why not? It takes a second to do. Of course, I don't really want to look at everything. It's BTC, ETH, XRP, I guess. So look at this. Ethereum with 70.3 million inflow. Positive, of course. XRP with 3 million positive inflow. But BTC, 72.4 million outflow. So it makes the positive only about 4 million. Does it not kind of look like people sold out of BTC and bought Ethereum? Is that not the takeaway here? Or, you know, a random group of people sold BTC ETFs and then a totally separate, numbering almost the same amount of money, bought Ethereum. I'm saying people flipped from BTC into Ethereum because BTC is so cheap, which makes a lot of sense. Here, people sold 379. That was the 8th. Are we really up to date here? No. Okay. So that was the 9th that happened. Then yesterday, negative outflows. Really, really negative outflows yesterday. We don't have anything for today. Yeah, very negative outflows for today. 240 million. One thing that's also interesting to look at, I like exploring what's going on here. So blockchain network revenue is one metric here. And then blockchain median transaction fees, right, is another one here. Shout out to Blockworks, which I genuinely found as a new project on on Crypto Rank, I believe, not CoinGecko. And I'm just loving all the data set here. I do like to turn off all the data because that becomes too much. Actually, I think what's more valuable is to turn them all on and turn off the ones that I don't really want to see, like Tron. I don't really care about Tron. But anyways, then you can zoom way in. See if I can see the date here. So what, it goes up to June 7th? We can't go any closer than that? Guess not. 7th of June 2026. And you can just see what each blockchain made revenue for a day. Very surprised to see a lot of these under $1 million. Tron leading the way, honestly. Hyperliquid, let's see, what did Hyperliquid make this day? Only 287,000. The fees on a blockchain apparently are very good business. Like Hyperliquid, 3.9 million. Hyperliquid, 4.6 million on June 5th. June 6th, Hyperliquid, 1.5 million. Hyperliquid has been just dominating the revenue here. Tron had a day, it made 628,000. And I mean, what do people use Tron for? Moving, you know, Tron USDT around pretty much is all they use it for, to my knowledge. Just want to make sure that's as close to today as we can get. Yeah, June 7th. And then, of course, transaction fees are going to pretty much go right hand in hand with all of that. It's kind of just spaghetti at that point. They have it broken down here as well. Hyperliquid taking the cake from most here. This is by 7-day. Look at the difference. Hyperliquid made almost, 19.5 mil. Ethereum only made 7 in a 7-day span. Let's go to the monthly 30-day. Look at that. Hyperliquid making $53 million in revenue, and Ethereum only making $19.4 million. So having a blockchain apparently is an amazing revenue. Now, where does all that money go? Does that go to the treasury? All of that kind of stuff is a good question. It is DeFi Friday, for anybody who doesn't know. We looked at what's trending and all that jazz. And we're going to start with the DeFi games that we know, right? That we already play on the channel, as a channel, that kind of thing. And with me being slightly under the weather, how far we're going to take it this DeFi Friday, I don't exactly know. It's terrible with that machine gun. Got him before he could grab those heals. Yo, that is a floating invisible tank there. Is this like my one game where everybody else is lagging and so nobody can hit me, instead of it being like the complete other way around? Sorry guys, there might be a random cough here and there. I couldn't stand to miss another stream. Can't tell you guys how much I love streaming and how much fun DeFi Friday is for me. Literally had to miss the stream yesterday because I had no voice pretty much. And so what can I say? Here I am today. Very quiet in the chat lately. Like, very quiet. I guess that's bear market. And just because you hustle through the bear market times doesn't necessarily mean it's easy. Doesn't mean it's easy to show up every day and not get the reward, you know, of tons of likes or a couple super chats or all of that jazz. Also, if somebody could tell me if the super chat button is available, for those who are here often, you know that there was a pause in the monetization. It had to do with a code that YouTube sends you when you first get monetized and verified and stuff. And they dragged their feet on sending it. It wasn't the end of the world, but they eventually still paused monetization. And I'm really relieved, honestly, that it showed up today and I didn't have to wait, because they're talking about another 4 to 6 weeks, and I was like, that's just ridiculous. They take away your memberships, they take away the ability to do members only live streams, like they take away a lot of stuff. And of course all ad revenue and all that stuff. Not that you make a lot on a tiny channel from ad revenue. Melissa says, I'm still here. Absolutely. I see you posting some links. Thank you very much. No, it's not available. Okay, so hopefully it's available by tomorrow. Everything else in the back end did come back. So that was Panzer Dogs. We already kind of showed you Chainers here. Let's go back to the farm. Again, we're just kind of starting with games that we normally play with on stream. And then we'll bounce over to Sunflower Land, which kind of, you know, simple as it looks, kind of Animal Crossing, but I don't really know. I've never played that game, so I have no idea what that's about. But it's like, I think that's what they compared it to. I don't know. I don't know if that's accurate or not, though. I've never played that. But anyways, my point is it's kind of a simple game to start with. And you would think what you're looking at here, this is your farm. You would think this would be kind of the whole game. It's not. There's much more to this game than first meets the eye. What is it that we like about this game? Well, I like that it has real in-game mechanics, right? Economy is what I should say, not mechanics. It has real in-game economy. There are items that are worth thousands of dollars, if not, you know, around $1,200, $1,300, $1,400, which is good. How hard those items are to acquire, I don't really know, to be honest with you. I'm still kind of playing the game and learning here. Go into our seed bank here. I need some sunflowers, and they're very quick to grow. Can almost harvest, by the time I finish planting them all, can almost go back and harvest all of them. And for anybody who's new to the channel or something, I see a few people jumping in. Jimmy Villain says, what do you think the Bitcoin bottom will be? Well, this is a very loaded question, right? But I will say that I'm thinking probably something not lower than 40,000. I'm thinking, you know, on the measured move on BTC I have for the larger time frame, which is a pretty rough one, is about 41,000. A lot of people calling for 45,000, 40,000 bottom, you know. I think that's very doable. You know, one problem I had with timing, there's so much to say there, but this is a good time for me to talk about it because we're just kind of playing a game in the background, is that the timing didn't make sense for the bear market to be over. Sorry again, a little under the weather, guys. For the bear market to be over just didn't make sense to me. Like, it was like, oh, we were in a bear market the whole time and it's already over. And it was like, I feel like the bear market had really just kind of started a few months before or something. But with the, you know, they really screwed with the 4-year cycle and the 4-year timeline. I don't really think anything happens by mistake in these big markets, because there are just players with a lot of money who control too much. And so, I mean, it's a factor of letting the institutions in, right? And so basically, I really feel like they messed with the whole altcoin top, Bitcoin top 2025. It's like you had the Bitcoin top, but the altcoin top was in 2024, at the end of 2024, which makes no sense. Like historically, if you're somebody who studies like the historical data, that doesn't really make a lot of sense. So, yeah. What you want to do with that? What does it matter? Was a 4-year cycle, like, was that just dumb? And nobody, I mean, it was pretty accurate for a lot of people, right? Just stuff like that. Do we still rely on it? Do we still count on it? All of that stuff. But I would say probably not lower than 40,000, but anything could happen. Like, just because I say that doesn't mean anything. That's just my measured move for the next leg down, which could be the final leg there. Timing-wise, makes a little bit of sense. And this is the plaza, where there's a lot going on all the time here. This person gives you, like, rewards. And I didn't even know it. I came in here and picked up so many rewards. Gotta get to what? It's not level 10. It's something 10. I don't know what. Earn points and claim rewards, but what are the points for? That I do not know. Alright, let's go home. So I know all those sunflowers are ready. Kinda needed him for a quest here. I'm trying to find an area to go 5x long for some swing trades. This cycle messed with my head, I agree. Yeah. And I think that was purposeful. I don't think it was an accident. You know, they kind of, the masses were getting way too confident on that 4-year cycle, and they were timing things well, and that's just not allowed, apparently. You know, like, they're supposed to make all the money, not you. So basically, too many people had figured all that out, and so they're like, all right, shake it up. And who knows, maybe they'll go back to it, but it'll be so shaken up that, like, people won't be super confident in it, right? I'm sure everybody kind of understands that dynamic there. It's like, even if now the 4-year cycle just plays out exactly like it normally would, a lot of people are not going to have the confidence that they did in the last cycle because of what they did. And who knows, maybe it's over. Maybe it's more, and I've thought about this a lot, like, maybe it's just a product of the institutions being here in the game in the first place, and now we just have different market cycles because they're here screwing with everything. I mean, said simply, that's pretty much what they're doing. Really want to get this chicken, this hen house. But 5 gold, not easy to come by here. Step up your cooking game. Oof, almost that one. I could probably get that one. We're probably gonna have to grab that kitchen. Now I already forgot what I needed. And this is a great time, even though we're like DeFi gaming and playing and hanging out, like, it's a great time to talk about whatever. Just realized my green screen is a little messed up. I don't know why it does that. All right, it's fixed. Cool. I'm always a little bit surprised by, you know, the lack of some of the conversation. So I'm glad to see you asking, you know, to me, the questions that matter. And a lot of times those type of questions, they almost you have to reevaluate some of those questions every month or so, right? Like, where's the Bitcoin bottom? Like, we got to, Now we have a month more data than we had before. We got to check it out. If you would have asked, I don't know, a month and a half ago, we had that double bottom on the larger time frames and it was pushing up, and a lot of people were getting very confident that was the bottom. People were opening probably massive longs and stuff thinking like this is the bottom of the market, and they washed those people if they didn't take profits or move to break even or something like that, right? And I would like to think if I was in a massive trade that I would move to break even. But history says different. You know, sometimes I honestly probably wouldn't. Just out of pure stupidity. It happens. Alright, I'm just trying to look at what I need here. Need like 1 stone. Need some rakes for the salt. Finally got a salt house. I wish Reliable J was here. Got some salt for my aging house here. And then we got some fishing we can do. Get some in-game items that we can use to make stuff. Got a starfish. And, you know, when I was younger, I would have been with what a lot of people say about, you know, DeFi gaming. They'd be like, this is, you know, not like Call of Duty. Like DeFi, it's not like, take DeFi out of the equation. Like, this is not gaming, right? And it's like, yeah, I mean, it is. It's very comparable to even a lot of phone apps and stuff. It's funny where, like, platform really matters a lot. Because what a lot of people, like, kind of won't tolerate for a mobile game or for a PC game or like a, you know, a console game, they will absolutely tolerate for a phone game. I mean, what was Candy Crush was like one of the #1 mobile games for a long time. That game was extremely simple. Matter of fact, moving along here for a second, this is basically Candy Crush for you. I mean, it was a little bit more sophisticated. This is Roller Coin, of course, where you can earn a little bit of crypto from just messing around with these games. Somebody on the stream had showed it to us, Reliable J, where you could actually earn a tiny bit of crypto here. And hopefully I'm not too repetitive for my everyday undergrounders here. I know most of you guys know this stuff. And let's pop over to raising that crypto IQ real quick. We've been talking about the invisible upgrade for crypto, what we really need. And we're going to apply that to some DeFi gaming. So you can kind of kick back and just listen for a minute. Most of it is the same stuff you've already heard. I don't even know if it's worth going over all of it, but I'm going to start. Because I never know where other people are at. For me, of course, this is repetitive. For other people, repetition is the father of learning, and I have to remember that myself, right? So crypto gaming has misunderstood the average player. The thing is, I think that that's true. I think some of it's been greed, and I think also some of it's been the lack of technology, like the lack of the ability to build a AAA game and have it function well is, I think, a bigger problem than people have simply misunderstood gaming, because gaming's been around for forever. If they wanted to really understand gaming, they could have just asked around. There's enough people that would advise them, I'm sure. Crypto gaming often starts from the crypto side, right? It starts with the ownership, the NFTs, the token, the yield, the marketplace, digital assets, and all of these things can matter. But the average player does not start here. And I think this is a good way to put it, is like crypto gaming all starts from the crypto side. And we see like NFTs to buy, to integrate, and then you have the token, and you can put it for yield, and the marketplace to buy and sell the NFTs and stuff, which are the digital assets, right? But that's not where like the average player is mentally. That's where the average crypto person is mentally, right? Web3, I should even say, because there's a lot of people who hold crypto on Kraken and Coinbase and stuff and consider themselves crypto people and do some research maybe about the tokens they're in, hopefully. But they're not Web3 people, which is a big difference, right? But the average player doesn't start there. The average player starts with, you know, just simple stuff like, is it fun? Does it feel like I can play it? Can I jump in? Do my friends play it? How are the rewards? Gameplay is smooth. Do I want to come back and play tomorrow? Like, was it actually fun? That is the foundation. Crypto can enhance gaming, but it cannot replace the game itself. And that is so true. If the experience is boring, clunky, or too financialized, players will not care that assets are on chain. And the game has to work. A lot of games had a problem with that. Then blockchain can add the ownership, markets, identity, and portability. But if the chain gets in the way of the fun, the whole pitch collapses. And that's why I'm kind of saying that I really feel like the first person who's going to do this big is going to be somebody who's already big in the gaming world, not the other way around, not a crypto game coming out and it making it big like, say, Call of Duty or GTA 6 or any of the GTAs, but like the upcoming GTA 6, like to get that esteemed and world like renowned and known. I just don't think it's going to come. It's going to go the other way around. So, you know, a lot of people are really hoping that GTA 6 really integrates something into, you know, cryptocurrency so that we can get that you know, validation, and hopefully that doesn't go terribly wrong. Jimmy Villain says, I used to hold a lot of Myria. Yeah, I think I'm saying that right. I've heard of that before. I've definitely been around that a little bit. I assume it's GameFi because of the topic here. Yep, gaming NFTs, layer 2, yeah. And I mean, a lot of this stuff has absolutely let us down. It is what it is. It is monumentally let us down. And let's see, when did this come out? Back in 2023. And here's the thing, it was supposed to be like redefining, and I've seen like, I don't know, 10, 12 other projects very similar to this. Is there an actual game though? That's what always gets me. It's like boss fighters, where you at? And who knows, it does take a long time to really build real stuff. So maybe they're building real stuff, but I doubt it. It's like you've been out since 2023 and there's not like one game that I can play. I don't want to start building, I just want to start playing. This kind of goes back to the notes we were just doing. It's like, as a gamer, like you get on one of these websites, they have that cool little promotional video in the background that we were just looking at, like with the obstacle courses. And I mean, it does look a little mid compared to a lot of stuff, but at least it kind of draws you in. And then there's nothing. There's no games. You can't play nothing. And that just loses me a lot. These are different studios, right, that produce games. But what's the value here of holding Myra? And I guess that's what you kind of have to ask yourself. Early GameFi often felt like finance wearing a gaming costume, and this is what I was talking about. It was just like financial stuff like liquidity pools and stuff like that. And they would say they gamified it, and it's like they didn't. They just, like, you had an NFT or something, and the NFT would do something really, really, really basic and two-dimensional, and that was supposed to be a game. And not a game like most people are looking for. I think people came in and saw that, and then they left. They were like, this is lame. So this is the uncomfortable truth. And I do want to say one thing too. For everybody else who was in Web3 already, when we had like the DeFi summer and stuff like that, which was awesome, we already knew what we were doing in crypto, as far as a lot of us were here to try to make money. So for us, it was a lot of fun because there was a gaming element added, which to some degree was appreciated. Like, we did appreciate that. But we knew it wasn't a game like you would play, again, Modern Warfare or some kind of game that you would play, right? Zelda, I don't know, whatever it is that you like to play. We knew it wasn't that kind of game. So for us, it wasn't a big deal. We just got in there and we made money. For other people who maybe came in from other avenues, hearing that people were making money and got burned probably, because if you come in by the time you're hearing about it as somebody who's not a part of it, you're probably extremely late. So those people mostly got burned, and there was no real games. They probably didn't understand it, and they lost money. They were probably very upset. This is the uncomfortable truth. A lot of early GameFi was not really games, it was financial. The pitch was often earn tokens, farm rewards, buy assets and extract value, and speculate on the NFTs, accumulating value too. That's not really a game. That brought in crypto users, but didn't necessarily bring in the gamers, which is what I was just saying, because gamers can tell when the game is secondary. The main reason to play it is token reward. Then the game may just be a financial loop with graphics. That is not sustainable long term, as we did see. Melissa says, I think that those companies involved in crypto games lack the ability to grab the attention of the audience they are trying to get to buy their coins or brands. They don't care about us. Yeah, I would agree. I would agree with that. They're in it to make money and not give it away. Exactly. And let's use Panzer Dogs as an example here. It functions, it works, right? There is some NFTs and stuff, but the lacklusterness around this is kind of ridiculous. For how long have we been just where we are? Now, there was a UX or just interface upgrade not too long ago. They changed this to black. They made it a little slimmer. They made it slightly more attractive to look at. And I don't really know what they added as far as did they add some more NFTs? Why is it can't be that hard to add a new map. The thing is, when it comes to these games, you don't have to go very far to really make a big difference. They could add a new map. Adding a whole new game mode probably take a little bit of work. They still should do it, but it should take a little bit of work. But they can't add a new map. Why can't they add a new map? It's been months and months and months and months and months. No new map. That's kind of lame. The Link wallet thing still doesn't work, and it doesn't work for anybody who I've talked to. The NFTs or whatever they are, if they're NFTs or not, doesn't really matter at this point. To upgrade, right? You go to edit. I haven't got a new high level rare or above tank part in a really long time. And I open boxes all the time there for a while. It's just there's so many things about it that could easily be upgraded. Where's the tournaments and stuff that they had promised? Where is how hard would it be for them to do a tournament and give away a little tiny bit of the token that goes behind this? I don't know. I just feel it makes them look bad. I feel it just it just is a lack of care and thought for sure. Meanwhile, you have other games like Sunflower Land, which may not look like much, but Sunflower Land, if you go to their Discord is popping. They have people who care about this game. They have developers who care about the game. They have a lot of people who are very committed to this game, which is really refreshing to see in a world where it feels like everybody has kind of started a game and ran away from it, kind of like Panzer Dogs. I was very surprised to see Panzer Dogs even do that little interface or UX upgrade, because they've done nothing as far as I'm concerned, and that makes me lose confidence quickly. Here's another really good example: Zverse. Panzer is a good thought out game, but very little return. Loot Go is now showing this when I use it. Are you saying that Loot Go is advertising Panzer? Are you saying that Loot Go is a good thought but has very little return? And yeah, they're definitely in it to make the money. I mean, there's no doubt about that. And at least when it comes to like Zverse though, I see like constant integration. I see every time I come, I gotta download new stuff. There's new storylines. There's new cutscenes. There's new everything. And what they are doing with Zverse is gotta be relatively difficult to do, in my opinion. And Loot Go isn't either a game; it's a walking app. Yeah, I have it on my phone. I just rarely. Well, see, here's what I don't like about Loot Go, and a lot of them, is all you get. And correct me if I'm wrong, because you use it. Yeah, what you said last. Okay, yeah, very little returns. The thing is that Loot Go doesn't give you like a reward. It kind of pisses me off. Now, you, I believe, earned a little bit of Monad with it, which is cool. I didn't have that experience per se. But that's on me because I didn't put the time in to mess with it. But trying to remember what I'm doing here in this game at this part. I think I needed bait and I needed to run all the way back home. Anyways, they give you coupons or like tickets. I think they're tickets on Loot Go. And there's a couple platforms that do this. And then it's like you get the tickets, and then they have, what do you call it? Little auctions or like little things you can enter. And like your tickets are your share. So like say there's a giveaway for, I don't know, it's a PlayStation 5 or something like that. And then you go give your tickets. But I think it was Still Nasty from the Discord who was talking about a different app that I messed with a little bit. And he didn't like it. He'd been using it for years. And like when those things finish, they never announce the winners. You never know who won. You don't know if anybody ever won. You don't know if they ever give away anything. I don't know if Loot Go is the same there, but it just feels pointless. It feels like you walk, they give you tickets, you put those tickets into these different pools to try to win something. You never win anything. And then like, that's it. And you kind of like move on, right? It's very weird. Said you don't even earn Monad anymore. It's Safe Pal now. Okay. Safe Pal. Is Safe Pal crypto or is that something else? Sounds really familiar. Safe Pal. Yeah. Max chart says something like 2021. So it's a wallet extension with hardware. Yeah, I don't really know why anybody would want their token, and that's probably why it's easy for them to market and give away, because nobody wants it. I believe that's where I'm trying to get to. And so basically with a lot of them, like they just don't impress you. Loot Go, I checked it out for a few days. I was like, okay, this doesn't impress me. The other one, Walking App, I checked it out for a few days. I did like it better than Loot Go, I'll be honest, because they just give you rewards for steps in general. Like, you could walk around your house and get like rewards for steps. With Loot Go, like you have to like go walk around like it's Pokemon Go or something like that. And If you're not somebody who needs to go walk around your neighborhood, it's not super useful. At least Zverse, again, in-game economy, real coin that you can move in and out, real auction house where you can sell stuff. How many people are actually playing and stuff? I don't know, but they definitely keep spending money in development and upgrading and all of that stuff. That I do kind of feel like it matters a little bit. And that they're going to keep going here because they keep adding stuff. Now, what do they have to do to, like, make it fun? I don't know. I don't know what they got to do to make it fun. Enough for masses to come in? I don't know. And is it that, or is it really more of like a marketing campaign? I always forget how to fish. Fish escaped. Trying to get a key that somebody dropped in here for a quest. Don't do the tickets for now, but the rewards are in special gold and purple chests. You still earn the tickets, but you can't use them for now. Yeah, and what is that? Like, it just doesn't make sense. Like, why would they suddenly make it so, like, you can't use it? It's like you were collecting the tickets and entering stuff, and then now, all of a sudden, you, like, can't even do what you were doing before. It just doesn't look good. It's kind of like if you were playing a game, and then all of a sudden, like, you can't do certain things in the game. It just, like, doesn't make a lot of sense here. Meanwhile, you know, Zverse just added another dungeon. They've added several new dungeons. So recover a totem piece. Right? New cutscenes, new bosses. I guess I have this muted. You can still use loot go around the house. Every 1,000 steps earn you a chest. Oh yeah, that's true. But they have like a map that incentivizes you to like walk around and pick up chests and stuff like that. The other one doesn't do that. And for whatever reason, I can't remember. What is the name of the other one? Sweat coin. That's what it is, sweat coin. And then of course there always is like shady stuff where they're talking about like earn $100 and they'll put like the dollar next to it, but then in reality what you're actually earning is 100 sweat coin. Which is just not honest at all, because obviously you're not earning $100, you're earning 100 sweat coin, which is worth, one sweat coin is worth far less than $1. And then, you know, pretty sure it was Still Nasty who was talking about it, where he was saying like they're not giving away any of those rewards to anybody. When people win those events, like, they never announce the winner or anything. It does say, and it says, here's the thing where they set themselves up, is they say, we will announce the winner soon. They don't ever announce the winners. So, like, nobody really knows if they're actually giving anything away or if they're just mining your bio data and stuff like that, selling it to other places, making themselves extremely rich, while literally giving nothing, which a lot of times seems so greedy, because like they are making enough money that they could definitely give something, entice people to care more. And then of course they would make far more money. I don't know why they don't get that. True, I walk in scooter to those spots if it's the way I'm heading. Yeah, and if it works, like, in what you're already doing, there's no shame in messing with them. If there's some benefit, you're already doing it. It's just the masses, you'd have to heavily incentivize them to get them to, like, go out of their way in order to do something, you know? At least Pokemon Go or something like that. There's enough people who were raised on Pokemon and stuff that they'll go play Pokemon Go, but you've seen it diminish because there's no value. When that game first came out, obviously it's pretty old now, but when it first came out and stuff, you had a lot of people kind of hardcore walking around your neighborhood or whatever. Not anymore. I've played it with my son a tiny bit, but I haven't really experimented with it too much. But you just don't see the people around the town centers and stuff doing it like they were before. Like, you could tell that there'd be a group of like 10 kids, and you could tell that's what they were doing. And you just don't see it anymore. They just kind of failed, in my opinion, to capture enough value to make you want to keep up and keep doing it. And that's where I think that DeFi gaming and stuff could really shine, is actually in a game like Pokemon Go or something like that. A game that's not crypto first, crypto added in the background to add extra value layers to the platform, to the game, I think would be great. Like, I know there's some form of battling in Pokemon Go. I don't really know how far it goes, but you know, if there was like an option where when you go into battle, like there was an in-game currency that was actually crypto on blockchain, and you could wager some kind of something, and then, dude, that game would blow up all over again. It would make it look like it never blew up before, because now all of a sudden people would be like actually earning money from it. And then, of course, all the in-game items and stuff, like, people would buy a lot more of them. And you got to think, like, when it comes to, and I'm just talking out loud here, when it comes to, like, skins and all kinds of different added benefits, like, yeah, you have them as NFTs, and you can resell on Marketplace later. And that does kind of in some way hurt, I guess, the platform, because you're not buying everything from them when you buy it secondary on the market. But the first time they purchased it, they bought it from the company or the project, whatever you want to call it. And then the incentivization and value and belief that it's worth buying goes through the roof. People be like, yeah, I'll buy this. I'll spend $1,000 on this whatever super rare thing, because they feel like they could go resell it later on down the line, and it might even be worth more money. So they could charge way more for stuff. They'd make a lot more sales because people's faith and belief in the actual value of it. Basically, people's belief in the value would go through the roof. And there's no way they're not looking at it, but sometimes they're just really greedy and they have too many shareholders. Like with those type of companies, like they have a bunch of shareholders and stuff like that, too many people involved, too many people who don't actually understand any of the technology, so they can't really wrap their head around it, like just all those different things. Yeah, we are rolling into 2 hours of streaming. I'm honestly a little surprised that I made it 2 hours into this stream, because energy, that was like the one thing aside from like burning up, which I already run super hot, but burning up and then losing my voice and just having like no energy at all for anything was just such a stark difference how I was living my life like the day before I got sick. You know, I was walking for 3 hours in the mornings, getting like an hour and a half to 2 hour gym session in after that, right? So like 5 hours of exercise before I even came and sat in my office and set up the stream and all of that stuff. To go from that to like I have no energy to do anything, it was rough. And I know people hate when you talk about yourself. I don't get it. I will still talk about what's relevant to me. Because although it's underground crypto, I do very much feel like people get to know you as a person. They come to every stream or most streams and stuff like that. And it's mostly just the haters. That recent, hater event was, the most hatefulness that we've gotten here on the channel in a long time. Which is nice, because when I first started the channel, I thought it would be pretty often, pretty constant. We don't even get like a person hopping in and saying something crappy about crypto very often. It just happens randomly. Somebody will pop in and they'll be like, it's all going to zero. And then they'll just obviously not stick around and say anything. It's pretty funny. Yeah, you made it. We started talking about your favorite walking app that you don't use, LootGo. Melissa, I'm just confused. Is that towards me, or is there somebody in the comments that I can't see? I don't know. Sometimes I wonder if there's somebody in there commenting and for whatever reason it's not showing up on my side. She says, yeah, you made it. I don't know if somebody just showed up. I'm confused. I don't even remember who originally found LootGo. I think it was Melissa who even found it to begin with. Oh, just messing with me. I wasn't sure if that was directed towards me. Okay, cool. Yeah, I mean, I'm not offended. I tried to use it. Like I said, I got a little bit deterred from it because it didn't seem like there was any real value there. And like back then when we first found LootGo, like I wasn't walking like every day already. I really honestly should use LootGo now because like I actually do walk a lot, but I also go walk in the woods for the serenity and peace of mind. I would like to see if there's any chests in the woods. That would be pretty funny. I don't really know what they got going on in the woods for the chests, but I'll check it out. I wasn't really walking every day for a long time. More than whatever I would just be doing for life. So a walking app really wasn't a big deal to me. Yeah, I found it and shared it with the Discord. I thought so. Oh, you made it to the end of 2 hours. Yeah, see, that makes a lot of sense. I do apologize. I'm definitely a little off here for being under the weather and stuff. I couldn't stand to miss another stream. I woke up this morning not feeling the best, and I was like, I don't know if I'm going to do another stream. I don't know why. I don't know if anybody else even cares like I do, but I care a lot about missing a stream. So when I miss a stream, it's usually not just like, I don't feel like doing it today, because I always feel like streaming. But I will say that I don't think it really would have happened even if I tried to do yesterday. I just think it would have lasted about 20 minutes and I would have been like, all right, I can't even speak well and you guys can't hear me. I'd have to like whisper, which would be very weird. Do a whole stream where I just whisper. But yeah, I'm still a little bit surprised. Oh, but what I was saying is I woke up in the morning, I didn't feel good, and I was like, I was kind of leaning towards not doing the stream. And then in the mail showed up the code that I've been waiting. I swear I've been waiting for this code to show up in the mail for like 3 months, maybe. Yeah, like 3 months. My perception of time is a little skewed because I live in the moment so much, but definitely feel like it's been at least 3 months I've been waiting for it. It showed up this morning. I was like, all right, now that was the sign I needed that I need to stream today. Well, they're actually putting up pretty good fight in here. The Greek Jelly says, oh, this tune is a banger. The Lifer loves this one. The Greek Jelly. Thanks for throwing in the chat and letting me know that you're here, man. I appreciate that. I love all my fellow lifers. Was a lifer long before I ever decided to make a channel. I did have a channel before I met the lifer in person. But meeting him and getting to be around him a little bit, even though obviously we weren't like best friends or something, he didn't really even know me, you know. I just kind of showed up and was first time meeting him and stuff, and then he had a couple meetups, very like local at his house and stuff, and I got to go to those and stuff. But yeah, I definitely would say that it inspired me a lot to keep going and really understand how much potential there is in doing YouTube. Shout out to the Greek Jelly. I appreciate you. I hope I see your name in the do you comment much on the actual show in the morning? I mean, if you watch a show, you had to I super chat and stuff in there all the time. I'm sure you've seen me. Not that it really matters. But I would love to see you over there. But some people don't comment a lot, you know, so there's that. All right, I think I am supposed to talk to this person. Looks quite irritated. I thought I got the item. Is this not token flash card travel? Oh, okay, that's not even the right thing. Dang it. I did want to upgrade my character. So I need to transfer some money. I can only imagine how cheap the currency is for this game right now. I don't know. They've been putting a lot of effort and work into it. I'm always a little skeptical to buy into like a game currency. Now, once you can use the currency in the game and you play the game, it kind of helps a lot, because even if the currency monetarily is never worth like a bunch of money, right? At least I can you know, use it in the game and it has some kind of value to me. The Greek Jelly says, I found you through the chat one day on his live and subbed your channel. Man, God bless you for that. I appreciate you. Thank you for subbing. I don't know how often you watch. Today's Friday. It's DeFi Friday, right? Which is a little bit of a different stream. We're usually focused more on crypto education. Again, I don't know how much you watch the channel, but you going as far as subbing to the channel and stuff means the world to me. Us YouTubers, we fight for every little sub. Especially if you're under like 5K subs, like you fight for every little sub. And it feels like everybody is against you. Like YouTube, everybody's against you, it feels like. One day you get good reach, the next day you don't, yada yada yada. You're constantly trying to figure out, is it the thumbnail, is it the title, is it the industry, is it because the market's down, is it something I said the last stream so half of the people didn't come back? Like I don't know. But it's for the people who actually do sub and stuff, especially coming from that stream, I know are great, usually great quality people, so I appreciate you. Melissa says, what do you think about the SpaceX frenzy going on? I think over time, 10, 15, 20 years, SpaceX will have probably amazing evaluations, you know? Like, it'll go up for sure. But I do think there will be times where you can buy it much cheaper than it is right now. And that's when I would probably worry about getting in. I feel like a lot of people are going to buy right now. And then it's gonna dump heavily. The Lifer actually made a post about it this morning. I can't click out of this while I'm in the dungeon, or I'll have to start all over, the level all over. But he was saying, like, for him to build a position in something, he needs high levels of FUD, you know, high levels of pullback, like that kind of thing. Like, we need people to basically get really upset about nothing, focus their energy on SpaceX, which, you know, to a big degree could be a personal attacks against Elon. A lot of times I do feel like it is people in the big, who matter, who have a lot of money in the financial world, just trying to hurt Elon by hurting his stocks and stuff like that. And don't get me wrong, I'm not like a super pro Elon person. He does things sometimes. Elon's a very confusing person for me, and that's probably why he's so successful. It's like, he does things that are great, and then he does things that are super weird. You know, they say he has, what, Asperger's? I'm not saying that right. What is that? I don't know. You know what I'm talking about. It's not autism. It's like Asperger or whatever like that. It's like another spectrum type thing. I'm not going to pretend to be an expert on it, but I'm not a huge pro Elon person, but I'm not like I hate Elon and everything he does kind of person either. I'm just kind of like, he is what he is and he does what he does. You know, I thought him buying Twitter at first was great because I didn't even use Twitter before he bought it. Like, I hated Twitter. And that was more from a user experience side of things. Like, it wasn't a political thing at all. Like, the whole Twitter became political way later on. So, yeah. That's my thoughts about it. Love to see the Greek Jelly commenting here. Says, yeah, man, the crypto space can be rough. I started trading in 2016. Wow, so you got in early. And went full bore into mining in 2019 and haven't looked back since. I feel like YouTube 100% nerfs crypto reach without a shadow of a doubt. You know, Greek Jelly, it really started off as like, I feel like I'm being, you know, pulled back. And then, like, it's just so many things all the time that it's very obvious that they pull you back. But trying to figure out why they're doing it is a totally different. Is it because you use a little bit of AI somewhere for a description or a background and a thumbnail? But you still make the thumbnail, but like the background and stuff. Anything like that. Is that why they're pulling, or is it just because you're crypto overall? Like, they just diminishing crypto in general? It's hard to say. Greek Shelly says, I agree on the SpaceX long term. It's a great buy, but I would definitely wait a few months before I start building a position. There you go. Yeah, and I think that there'll be a point where maybe it's just natural pullback in the market, or maybe it's something else. But I do feel like you'll have better times to get into it. There's so much hype right now. Now, the stock world is not something I know as well, right? But if it's just markets in general, the same old, then yeah, it's probably going to be rather FUD against SpaceX or Elon or some kind of political nonsense, or just the markets pull back in general. And there'll be a better time to enter, and that would be maybe when I would try to get into it. I think it's just crypto, yeah, and they want to knock it down and buy it behind the scenes. That's my tinfoil hat theory. You know, it's funny, though, because that's exactly what I've always thought. It just makes sense, right? What do you do if something is the future? You downplay it. Like, if you're somebody with all the money and all the power and things, for the most part, somebody builds something that's just truly innovative, and they don't necessarily give you the slice of the pie that you're used to getting because of the nature of it. They're almost like against you in a way and trying to be free from you, although people believe that it was made by the CIA and also, and maybe it was, I don't know. But you kind of pretend like it's nothing, downplay it, use your money to come in and make money, but also absolutely hurt the reputation and all of that stuff. Like, you just do everything you can, right, to just downplay it. And then you secretly buy it all up so you own everything. It's the same playbook that they've done for stocks in the stock world. Crash it, buy all of it. You know, the saying goes, buy when there's blood in the street, even if it's your own blood. And that goes all the way back to when certain group of people got a hold of the British, stock market. And to my understanding, and I don't know how much they care if you say this stuff, I don't think it's a big deal. You can find it in a lot of history books. You had the British, or was it English? I think it would have been British, like war with the French. And they had faster communication networks than the actual government did, these private groups. And they basically told everybody in Britain that they had lost the war, that France had won. And so everybody sold everything, right, in the British stock market at that time. This goes way back, right? And they bought up all of it for nothing, And then the next day it turned out that the British had won the war against the French and not lost. And so now all of that stuff was super worth a lot of money. It went up in value a lot, So they've ran that same playbook forever. Can't do that right now. Whatever I'm trying to do, I can't do it right now. Well, they are clearly doing it with the ETFs. Yep, Bitcoin price is being suppressed by all the fake paper Bitcoin they created while they buy it behind the scene. Exactly. And the thing is, like I was just talking about, when you go back and you study some of the market histories and stuff, like, a few hundred years at least, if not farther, not unless you like literally get into the history of money, which is a totally different thing. But it's the same playbook, disguised in different methods and stuff like that, but it's the same playbook. I don't know what's going on. I can't travel forest totem. So he's going to be like travel points. Deliver the totem to the second totem site. Yeah, we did that. I do like that Zverse has, I don't know what's going on with all this like poison looking gas and these things jumping around. I don't know what that is. But they do keep upgrading and having different storylines and stuff, which is pretty cool. They do have their flaws, though. They do have a lot of times where, like, stuff doesn't seem to work well. Like, I'm supposed to put this totem piece on there, and it doesn't work. I don't know if it's worth trying to reload it. Maybe we could try that real quick. Crypto is supposed to be the Wild West, no regulation, but with all these rich people, governments, and companies buying up and backing regardless of its price just to take it from us. Yeah, of course. I mean, some people sat around, some very important people, and said, how do we get control of this? You can call it tinfoil hat, you can call it being somebody who can read between the lines. You could call it somebody who studied history, because if you study history, it would certainly tell you, those type of things. And everybody's free to have their own opinion. To me, doesn't really matter. Doesn't really matter much at all if you agree or don't agree with me. It is nice to chat with you guys, though. I really do enjoy that. Trying to reload Zverse here. Says, I agree, Melissa. They know the dollar game is over and they need to pivot. And that's where the whole conspiracy comes in. Like, did they create all of this stuff so that they could pivot out of it? And that was all part of the plan. But the thing is, if they did that, wouldn't they have already owned everything from the very get-go? Also, they are the market maker, and they can make whatever they want to be valuable. Absolutely. Yeah, they could just have a nothing coin come out tomorrow and pump a ton of money in it, and retail will run into it, and they'll sell it off at the top. That's what they always do. That's why I always say I wish I was in the game in the very beginning, because I wouldn't have to be here now. Oh yeah, and I think we all wish that. I mean, I'm salty. of course. I've told the story many times where I'm pretty sure I did buy some BTC at 50 cents, like $20 worth. It's like a whole conspiracy. And it was on Kraken. I've hit Kraken up. They swear they have no accounts with my email addresses that I provided. I guess I have to take their word for it. Online, it says they have a really good reputation of giving people their accounts and stuff like that, even if they're older. I don't know if that's true, but they could be the ones writing their own reviews for sure. But anyways, I guess we'll never know. I can't think of any other emails I would have had. I've had a lot of the same emails. I don't have 50 different emails. You know, there's like 4 or maybe 5 different emails that it could have been. And the only other option is it never really, I don't know. They rather had the account and they killed it. They took the money out because it was inactive for so many years. Or the purchases never went through or something, which I do remember having trouble like trying to figure out how to buy stuff for sure. Oh, they moved the marketplace. This is now the game exchange. Veto. Okay, so this is all built in. On-chain market, wallet, connect. Please don't make me do the password thing again. Yeah, Greek Jelly says I had BTC on Silk Road. So the Greek Jelly must be doing very well in life. Let's put it that way. Let's see. Huh, they changed this on me. I like to see things change, but then I have to figure stuff out, which is confusing. This is gold. The V token. Used for blah, 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 blah. Here we go. Transfer. All right, I'll do that on another time. Yeah, that's crazy. I remember the Silk Road. I remember people buying on there and doing different things on there, thinking they were, you know, geniuses getting stuff cheap, if you understand what I'm saying. But I don't think many of them held on to any of the BTC. Like, I think it was like just internet money you used to move money, and I don't think there were probably some people who got lucky and had some sitting around, but most of the time you traded it. The people who were selling on those Silk Roads in BTC, I don't know if they were all cashing out all the time, but you know, somebody was big and had a couple hundred at least BTC or more, and they all of a sudden had way more money than what they were even doing was making, and so they were like, I think I'm gonna retire from this shady internet stuff because I'm rich now off of this Bitcoin. But I'm gonna go ahead and hop off. Thanks for being here, guys. A little over 2-hour stream. I made it all the way through. Shout out to the Undergrounders. It was really nice talking to you, Melissa, and of course the Greek Jelly. I don't think we've ever really got to chat much, so it's awesome to see you come to the stream and interact. It really makes my day when I do the stream and then somebody new comes in and interacts, and then of course I'm always hoping that they come back another stream. But I'm going to go ahead and jump off. Stay underground, stay crypto, think long term, and I'll see you in the next show. Tomorrow's show is Saturday, so it would be 10 p.m. New York time, right? So if you can make it, I'd love to see you there. Underground Crypto, out.